Good morning, everyone. Today, we will be doing Our Casuarina Tree by Toru Dutt. We have already done The Lotus by Toru Dutt in our previous video. This is her second poem prescribed for you. Our Casuarina Tree by Toru Dutt celebrates her reminiscence of her happy childhood in India with her beloved siblings. It was published in her collection of poems, Ancient Ballads and Legends of Hindustan, in 1882. The tree is used as a symbolic representation of the poet's past memories and the rich tradition of Indian culture and philosophy, prevalent idea present in Dutt's poetry. Toru Dutt's Our Casuarina Tree explores the poet's childhood memories in India. Her description of the tree expresses her pride on the tree, for it remains strong despite the creeper winding around like a python. From her description of its appearance, she moves on to describe the activities happening around it in the next stanza. In the third stanza, she ensures that the beauty of the tree is no more than an added gift, for her real connection with the tree lies on the numerous happy memories she shared with it. In the stanza follows, she tells how the tree manifests itself in the foreign land as she has seen it at her young age. Finally, in the concluding part, she wants to honor the tree. Therefore, she makes an attempt to write a poem. Also, she seeks love's support to preserve the tree from the affliction of time. Let me read a stanza for you and then explain it. Like a huge python winding round and round, the rugged trunk indented deep with scars, up to its very summit near the stars, a creeper climbs in whose embrace is bound. No other tree could live. But gallantly the giant wears the scarf, and flowers are hung in crimson clusters all the boughs among, whereon all day are gathered bird and bee, and oft at night the garden overflows with one sweet song that seems to have no close, sung darkling from our tree while men repose. The first stanza of Our Casuarina Tree begins with an image of the tree. The poet remembers the tree being wound like a creeper, by a creeper like a python. Its hold was too tight, for it had left the scar on the trunk. The poet further states that no other tree could have sustained this hold, for it is too strong, but her tree did. Also the tree is referred to as a giant, has proudly worn those scars like scarf, representing its strength. To further describe its strength, the poet says it is filled with crimson flowers in every branch, crimson, red, like a crown, that invited birds and bees. Often at night, when the poet could not sleep, she used to listen to the music that filled her garden as if it has no end. Here we see the Keatsian imagery. Stanza 2. When first my casement is wide open thrown, at dawn my eyes delighted on it rest, sometimes and most in winter, on its crest a grey baboon sits statue-like alone, watching the sunrise, while on lower boughs his puny offspring leap about and play, and far and near kokillas hail the day, and to their pastures wend our sleepy cows, and in the shadow on the broad trunk cast by that hoed tree so beautiful and vast, the water lilies spring like snow en mast. The second stanza of Our Casuarina Tree details the experiences of dawn which delighted the poet. Every morning as she opens her window, her eyes rest on the tree, and delighted, she presents the picture of the changing scene with seasons. Sometimes during other seasons, and mostly during winter, she has seen a baboon or a monkey sitting on the top branch like a statue waiting to receive the first array of sunlight. whereas his puny, small offspring, babies, play around in the lower branch of the tree. Along with this scenic beauty, the poet also experienced the kokila's welcoming note. She has also observed the cows guided towards the pastures and the water lilies spring under the shadow of the hoar tree, white haired old tree, like gathered snow. Moving on to the next stanza. But not because of its magnificence, dear is the Casuarina to my soul. Beneath it we have played, though years may roll. O sweet companions, loved with love intense, for your sakes shall the tree be ever dear. Blent with your images, it shall arise in memory till the hot tears blind mine eyes. What is that dirge-like murmur that I hear, like the sea breaking on a shingle beach? It's the tree's lament and eerie speech that haply to the unknown land may reach. In this stanza, the speaker turns more subjective in the memory associated with the tree. She comments on why the tree will remain dear to her always. Besides the morning bliss, the tree reminds her of the time she played with her siblings, brothers and sisters, that is. The tree, blended with the memory of them, gives her the images of the intense love they shared, leaving the poet in tears. The poet mourns for those departed souls as she sinks down the memory lane, and she imagines that the tree shares her loos, which she hears like a dirge-like murmur, dirge-like, funeral song-like, last song-like, resembling the waves breaking on a pebbled beach, as in this line reminds us of Matthew Arnold's Dover Beach. Stanza 4. Unknown yet well known to the eye of faith. Ah, I have heard that wail far, far away, in distant lands by many a sheltered bay, when slumbered in his cave the water wraith, and the waves gently kissed the classic shore of France or Italy beneath the moon, when earth lay tranced in a dreamless swoon. And every time the music rose before mine inner vision, rose a form sublime, thy form, O tree, as in my happy prime, I saw thee in my own loved native clime. In the first stanza, the poet presents an in-depth connection with the tree through the images of the waves. She takes us to the foreign land, which is unknown yet well known, where the waves gently kissed the classic shore. Whenever this music of the waves touching the waves rises, it arouses the memory of the tree in front of the poet's eyes, as she had seen in her youth. Next stanza. Therefore I fain would consecrate, dedicate, make it holy, a lay unto thy honor, tree beloved of those who now in blessed sleep for I repose, dearer than life to me, alas were they. Mayest thou be numbered when my days are done, with deathless trees like those in Borrowdale, under whose awful branches lingered pale, fear, trembling, hope, and death the skeleton, and time the shadow, and though weak the verse, that would thy beauty fain, O fain rehearse, may love defend thee from oblivion's curse. Therefore I fain I would consecrate, make it pure by sprinkling holy water, for example. So she wants to make the tree holy, sacred. Blessed for repose means rest. Mayest thou be numbered amongst, and when my days are done, with deathless trees like those in Borrowdale. It's a reference to the place where Wordsworth wrote his poems, under whose awful branches lingered pale, fear, trembling, hope, and death, the skeleton. These lines are from Thomas Gray's elegy written in a country churchyard, where the dead persons wait for the last judgment. And though the weak the verse, that they would thy beauty fain, O fain rehearse, May love defend thee from oblivion's forgetfulness, forgetfulness's curse, and wish they were. Were they means I wish they were alive. In this final stanza, the speaker wants to erect something in the honor of the Casuarina tree. For those who were beloved, who are resting in peace, loved it. She wants the tree to live long like those trees of Borrowdale, making a reference to Wordsworth's yew trees. Also, she makes an attempt to distinguish the trees of England from the Casuarina tree, connecting to her varying emotions. The Casuarina tree stands for nostalgia, longing, and memory, whereas the trees of England reflect her isolation. The final lines of the poem underline the idea of a poem as a written memory. The poet seeks love to protect the tree and her poem from time's ravage. This much for today. Thank you.